everyone. Welcome to an all-new episode of Loud Casa Talks. My name is Nate. Alongside is my good buddy Omid. How you been, buddy?
What's up, buddy? And what's up to you, Loud Crowd and Casa Crew? Hope you all are getting ready for the holidays, especially when we got Thanksgiving coming up next week. A whole lot of turkey mashed potatoes. Whoop!
I mean, yeah, we're getting ourselves ready for that. I mean, family coming over, and the fact that families coming over is one thing because last year we couldn't even be able to see our family members. This time around is absolutely so much better, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what makes this Thanksgiving very special. It's the return to family reunions, all this stuff. It's return to form, sort of.
Sort of to say. All right, so it's been a while since we met up. I mean, last week we met up, but how's it been with you so far?
Um, it's been pretty chill so far. It's pretty much the same old, same old. I hung out with a friend of mine yesterday. We went to this flea market that took place in my old college campus, and then we just went to this Japanese marketplace. Nate, I got to take you there as well. You'll love it.
Yeah, you definitely have to take me there sometime.
Definitely. And
You showed me pictures on Instagram, and I'm like, okay, this is like the same old Mitsuwa place that we always go to just to shop for Japanese products. So
except
I'm
it's closer to us. It's closer to us.
yeah, it's absolutely
so
closer
thankfully.
to our hometown. So I'm like, you know what? That's actually way better than going all the way down to San Jose and actually picking up some Japanese products. We get it. We're
Yes.
anime fans. I get it. But yeah, I saw your pictures, and then you know what though? I have a couple of friends who actually told me that that place just opened up last week, and that started to become the hot spot for everybody who loves Japanese products, like ramen, food stuff, anime stuff as well. Those kind of things. So
Needless to say, I did my own fair share of shopping. I got some ramen packets. I also got Demon Slayer cookies,
of
Demon Slayer
course,
treats.
of course, all about Demon Slayer. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's cool that you had a pretty chill week. My week has been pretty chill as well, but of course we're all setting ourselves up for Thanksgiving. Hopefully, nothing
Yes.
get crazy happens. But to say the least, though, our Thanksgiving is gonna be fun. We have some family coming over from out of town, which we're really ready for. Getting the ham and turkey ready and getting all those hors d'oeuvres set up. So yeah, I can't wait to have Thanksgiving with everybody again. It's just fun since last year was totally not didn't happen and all.
Yeah, honestly, as for me, my Thanksgiving plans are we plan to go to a family friend's place on Thanksgiving night. And of course, my stomach is ready to get stuffed. And also, um, just a little fun fact: Thanksgiving is actually my favorite holiday. So,
It
you
is
know,
not
yes,
Christmas.
definitely.
What? That's interesting.
Christmas comes close, but I feel Thanksgiving is the most comforting
But I want
holiday
gifts. I want
of
some
in
gifts from
Cornwall.
friends. That's why I like Christmas. Although to be fair though, Christmas and my birthday is actually around the same time. So I'm celebrating two celebrations at the same time. What kind of sucks is that I have to wait for Christmas and my birthday to pretty much be in the same period in order for me to celebrate and get gifts and all. So so that means another 360 days until your birthday or your birthday.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally
or
the
your
day
Christmas or your
after New
birthday.
Year's. It's the day after New Year's Day. So
That's right. That's my birthday. So if y'all are wondering about my birthday, I guess. All right. So yeah, enough small talk. Let's actually head over to our recent news. To say the least, there wasn't really a lot of recent news that actually popped up as of this week. But to say the least, we did miss out on something that happened a couple weeks ago. That the Casagrandes was actually awarded a brand new award. And it actually was pretty remarkable because it is Imagen Award. Now, if you don't know what an Imagen Award is, it is all about the Latino community. So it's representing the Latino community and how the entertainment works with them. So to say the least, though, with what the Casagrandes has produced, it has been shown enough to say that a lot of Mexican culture was represented that it got themselves an Imagen Award. And it actually won the Best Youth Programming Award. So I'm pretty happy about that. They beat out a list of nominees that I have to admit were very tough. Sesame Street, Elena of Avalor, Ghost Rider, Club Mundo Kids. No matter what, the Casagrandes still ended up being the winners. So Omid, your thought about this huge win for the show, the Casagrandes?
oh yes, yes. This is a huge accomplishment. an accolade that is definitely something to celebrate. When it can manage to beat even Sesame Street of all shows, the king of children's programming, you know you got yourself a big win. And it's very well deserved too, because, like, well, of course, we all know that this series works as an excellent spin-off to its parent show, The Loud House, and it works so great, like just as a great show as a whole. And you know what? I've stated numerous times as such here in this podcast alone. So I don't feel I need to repeat myself as to, why Casagrande is such an awesome, amazing show. We've seen it with our eyes, why it's such a great show. I've already stated numerous times this podcast why I think it's such a great show. Let's leave it at that. Go Casagrandes.
You know what though? Out of all those candidates, I was just absolutely kind of like worried the fact that like they're not going to win. The thing is that you know what? I'm proud of them to being nominated, so that's one thing that I would take is the fact that the Casagrandes got nominated. But to win it all, that already tells you like they're awesome. Like oh my god, I never expected to actually let them win over Elena of Avalor, which by the way, like is a good show at Disney Channel. The show is already done, by the way. But this tells you that the Casagrandes is like doing well, and the fact that like the Casagrandes Loud House are winning Emmys and winning awards now with an Imogen Award from the Casagrandes kind of tells you like this is just awesome. For the acceptance speech, Miguel Puga was the one who actually did the whole speech. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Of course, the creator who made the Casagrandes had to do that speech, so proud, no doubt about it. A big congratulations to the Casagrandes crew, especially Miguel Puga, the fact that they actually won this awesome Imagine Award for the Casagrandes.
Yeah, definitely.
So this adds to their list of awards the show has won, including a daytime Emmy for the theme song. Compared to like the Loud House, who also did win an Emmy for like best children's programming as well. So to say the least, the Loud House and Casagrandes are doing pretty well when it comes to awards.
Definitely. Both shows, man. Both shows are very successful. And I love the fact that, because I love the fact that both shows have their own accolades to win.
I mean, it's weird because, like, you get to see how the Loud House won their best children's programming for an Emmy, then moved it over to the Casagrandes, and the Casagrandes ended up winning their own Emmy as well. So, it's an ongoing trend. Probably we're seeing something good for Nickelodeon. Maybe the Loud House and the Casagrandes are probably good for Nickelodeon to say.
Hey, Nate, what's next? Loud House Christmas movie for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Oh, you know what though? I'm kind of thinking about maybe Oscar for the Loud House movie itself, not the Loud House Christmas movie, but maybe the Loud House movie because it could like maybe beat up with Mitch and the Machines. Who knows?
Yeah, honestly, if Loud House movie by some miracle does get nominated for Best Animated Feature, I sure as hell am rooting for that to win. Hell yeah, I am.
And I just hope that they don't actually pull a thing where they like vote a Disney movie to become the that's what I hate about the Oscars because they always go for Disney movies to be the winners, and I'm like, come on, give another cartoon chance.
It's not always the case. Spider-Verse did
win but recently it has been mostly Disney though. I mean, Toy Story 4 winning the Best Animated Picture.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
That was unacceptable. That was unacceptable.
I'm telling you, Oscars has their weird ways of doing things. So that's why I'm like, maybe Oscars. If it actually did get nominated, I'll be happy for that. But if they ever win it, then that's a miracle. If they ever win like the Loud House movie for Best Oscar, I'm not gonna say like Best Movie for Loud House Christmas because I haven't seen the film yet. Maybe it could be good. Who knows? But you're competing with a lot of other children's like live programming as well. So I do not expect to actually see it happen. I don't know. It's a long shot. It's a very long shot. But yeah, a lot of awards coming out. Hopefully that new kids Emmy that they're talking about, that they said they're gonna have a brand new category for kids Emmys. So maybe that could also be a good thing for the Loud House and Casagrandes for winning more.
Definitely.
All right, so without further ado, that's pretty much it for our news. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of news this week, so let's head over to our main subject, which is pretty much a Loud House Christmas, and we're just gonna preview it and also talk about like how it's gonna be good compared to like the other live action adaptations that have happened to recent animation to say. So, a Loud House Christmas preview. How will this succeed? Because we know that this is going to be coming out Thanksgiving, and it looks to be pretty interesting to say. Cast of characters with the Loud House. cast of live action characters, pretty much portraying the Louds in an adventure pretty much for Christmas to say. So to say the least, an interesting little concept. But the thing is, the other thing to also bring up to mind is the fact that it's a live action show based off a cartoon, which some would say could be a little iffy to say. But I know we've done this before. Where we did an episode of the Loud Casa Talks talking about the fact that maybe live action could be bad. But this time around, in this episode, we want to talk about how it could actually be successful. So let's actually start it off by just going through what this Loud House Christmas movie has, and let's actually break it down, see what our thoughts are going to be before we actually say is it going to be good or not. So I want to start off with a synopsis here and tell you guys what it is all about. So it is published, by the way. It's Christmas time, and Lincoln is super excited. It's the one day of the year the entire Loud family comes together. However, this year, Lori, Luna, and Luann make their own Christmas plans. With three of their sisters on different holiday schedules, Lincoln's parents decide they should take a family trip to Miami with their remaining children. But Lincoln feels if they are missing the family's favorite traditions, the entire holiday will be ruined. With help from his best friend Clyde, Lincoln's got 24 hours to come up with the perfect plan, change his family's mind, and you guessed it, save Christmas. Oh, the synopsis kind of felt a little odd there, right? So, I mean, what are your overall thoughts with this whole synopsis that I just read?
I'll admit it's not the best synopsis I've seen in the Loud House Holiday episode, but for what I've seen, it does look like it has some sort of promise. Like, this is honestly, when I look at the synopsis, like, this could be like either a hit or a miss. Like, it's gonna make or break the entire movie as a whole, and that all comes down to its execution.
It's gonna be really interesting to say because, like, the synopsis already says that there's going to different directions. By the way, like, in every like Loud House special that we've seen, they're all together, like doing something. Like, say for example, the 11 Louds are Leaping, they were helping Mr. Grouse. In Season's Cheatings, Lincoln is trying to get like Lola's present. So it's just pretty much all the family together. But this time around, it's a totally different tradition where the other sisters have plans, and the rest of them are going to go to Miami. So they're not really going to actually celebrate in Royal Woods. They're just going to do their own thing, not really running through tradition, which Lincoln doesn't want. And Lincoln, wants to keep them all together. A plan that he's going to make up to have them all in Royal Woods, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it feels like we're going back to Lincoln back in season 1. Is that what's going on here? Are we looking back at another selfish Lincoln? Are we looking back at this again?
But here's the thing. The thing is, though, is that, like, remember Season's Cheatings? Now, when I read the synopsis for Season's Cheatings, I was dreading it because I thought to myself, oh my God, this is going to be a typical season 1 Lincoln Loud episode, isn't it? But by the execution of that episode, it managed to genuinely pleasantly surprise me because of how very well it was executed, how different of a turn it took. Like, it had its own twist, it had its own spin on it to make it feel fresh. Same could be applied to a Loud House Christmas movie, honestly. It could be another one of those things where it's like, yeah, the synopsis isn't all that great, but then when you really watch the entire project as a whole, you see how fresh it feels. You see how genuinely, pleasantly, surprisingly great it can actually be.
Yeah, but here's the thing about it. Like, when I read the synopsis, it kind of tells me like this is going to be all Lincoln trying to get everybody together for a family tradition thing. I don't know. Do you think like maybe breaking tradition could be like something that families do, or it's something that say, hey, we need to actually make sure this is still happening. This is Christmas tradition and things like that.
Well, honestly, okay, so in terms of breaking Christmas tradition and all that stuff, like, when you look at it from Lincoln's point of view, like point of side of things, you might be thinking, "Oh my God, it's selfish Lincoln Loud at it
Yeah,
again."
that's what I was thinking when I was looking at
and
synopsis. Is like again, Lincoln is
and
trying to ruin like their family's plans.
and here's the thing: I'm actually gonna semi defend it, not fully defend, but semi. Is it selfish Lincoln again? Yes and no. It's a yes and no answer at the same time. Technically, yes, because Lincoln's direct actions that he takes upon himself may come off as selfish-ish, like the actions he takes to make his family come together for a Christmas tradition. But on the other hand, though, he's doing it because he believes it's what's best for the entire family, not just himself. It's not like he's upright trying to ditch the loud family Christmas tradition to go to some savvy conventional movie, all this stuff. No, he's generally trying to get to spend time with his entire family. He's trying to make it the best Christmas ever for not just Lincoln himself, but for, like I said, his entire family as a whole. Because at a young age, kids do tend to want to stick to spending holidays the exact same way, because he knows for a fact that Christmas is all about family. And in Lincoln's mind, he thinks to himself, when he means family, he means like the entire family, like, nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Basically, Ohana means family, sort of thing.
So here's the thing that I'm kind of thinking about. If we're going to be like teased with this synopsis here, we just hope that it actually has like a good way of running the movie, just like what we thought was Season's Cheatings, for example. So like, say for example, oh yeah, selfish Lincoln doing this again. It's kind of weird though. When I look back at Season's Cheatings, remember the whole bed thing that he also had in Season's Cheatings? It kind of tells me like maybe they're taking that part of Season's Cheatings and putting it in the movie.
Yes. He still has that, and he's kept it ever since Sweet Spot.
So, you know what though? That's good continuity. I mean, they have it. The fact that he actually has a plan already set up in his bed and everything.
I know. He still has that. I like that touch of continuity too. And it's coincidental that it's also shown in Season's Cheatings, and much more similarities between this and Season's Cheatings in terms of them being Lighthouse holiday projects.
Right. Now, here's the other thing too. Now, you read the synopsis here. There are a lot of other plans that were going on. Say, for example, Lori, Luna, and Luann having their own have their own separate plans. What ideas did you think for Lori, Luna, and Luann to actually have separate plans for Christmas?
All right. Now, in terms of all of these three sisters, it all comes down to one common denominator, at least what I'm predicting. It's them spending time with their significant others and their families. Lori with Bobby and his family, Luann with Benny and his family, and of course, without a single shred of doubt, arguably the best one of them all, I do mean the best of the three, Luna spending time with her girlfriend Sam and her beloved family, Luna with the Sharps.
Of course you were going to bring that up.
Yes. Yes.
So what I'm thinking about is that Lori, probably is going to be hanging out with Bobby, because first off, Bobby's going to be in the movie. So it just tells you that, okay, so Lori and Bobby are going to have probably quote unquote plans. Luna, obviously with Sam. Now, I want to bring back the fact that the bed actually, somebody actually put up the spoiler of the bed. I actually do want to point this out, that there are actually plans in there. Apparently, they're skiing. They're actually going to a ski trip with Sam. So it literally was going to be a Sam and Luna trip. They actually were skiing, I guess. So you can see from the picture, going to a Mick Swagger concert or something like that. And of course, Luann looks like she was about to actually make plans to actually make a comedy show over Sunset Canyon. So that already tells you like how their plans are going to be. It kind of tells me that Lori wasn't actually going to hang out with Bobby. It looks like she's just going to be hanging out at Fairview University. So nonetheless, they still had plans. They couldn't be able to actually make it to the Lighthouse. So what I was thinking about when I was reading through this synopsis here, it kind of tells me that Lincoln's trying to get them out of their kind of Lori's misery, I guess, to get Lori to get back to home. I guess Lincoln could pretty much like cancel the Sunset Canyon show, and then somehow ruin Luna and Sam's date. That would suck, actually, if it's going to be that way.
No, Lincoln, don't you dare. Lincoln, don't you dare. Okay, I can totally understand why you're doing this. Okay, I get it. Family is everything and all this stuff. But don't you dare ruin Luna and Sam's date, all right? It's bad enough when Lori did it back in Lori days. No, we don't want you doing that too. Come on. We don't want you doing that too.
I got to say this, though. That's the only thing I just popped up when I saw that pick. So to say the least, that's my prediction, to say the least. But you know what, though? I mean, like I said, it actually gives you a lot of ideas to say, like, where's Lori gonna go? Probably hang out with Bobby at Fairview University, or go to the Casagrande, or go to the Casagrande's Mercado, or go to Great Lake City. which by the way kind of tells me like, oh, if Bobby's going to be in the movie, why isn't Ronnie Yan? Are they going to Great Lake City? If that was the case, then
Yeah.
you obviously would have the Casagrandes pop up, right?
You know
Instead,
what? I'm gonna touch upon that much later. I'm gonna touch upon that much later.
I'm just saying though. I mean, if you're going to actually have Bobby and Lori together, like, but maybe going to Great Lake City and then Lincoln ruining the plan, maybe for him to pretty much bring Lori back to the Royal Woods. Um, if it actually didn't work out, then we could have actually seen maybe the Casagrandes appears. I don't know. Lori and Luna actually having a ski trip and actually meeting McSwagger. That's gonna be something pretty cool to check out, but you know, Lincoln wants to ruin that plan too. And then Luann with the whole comedy bit. You know what? That's still fine. Although It kind of sucks the fact that like this could have been a perfect opportunity to actually have a date between Luann and Benny, but no, it turned out to be pretty much just Luann just having a gig over at Sunset Canyon. So they totally missed out on a possible Luann and Benny moment here.
Yo, live action Benny, man. How do you miss the opportunity for live action Benny? Although Mrs. Apple Blossom,
no, we already explained this
not
last
as
week.
much.
We explained this last week. Does it matter? Look, I mean, Mr. Coconuts is not bad. He actually looks fine. Like how they made the puppet, but it actually looks nice.
Yeah, it looks accurate, but scarily accurate. Like
I don't care. It's still accurate, which is like, oh, good job, Loudhouse live action crew. You actually did a great job with that. Now the other side story that also comes to mind is the fact that the rest of the children were gonna go to a trip to Miami. Do you think it would have been a cool idea to actually see like Lenny, Lynn, Lincoln, and the rest of the siblings go into a Miami Christmas?
Now, as much as I do love to see the entire Loud family as a whole spend time together on Christmas, I'm going to be honest. If they had gone with the synopsis of plot A, where Lenny, Lynn, Lincoln, and the rest of the siblings do go on to Miami for Christmas, and then have plots B, C, and D, where the three mentioned do spend time separately on Christmas, I'm going to be honest, it would have made for a stronger plot, in my opinion. Because the thing is, with the Louds, they're a huge family of, different characters with their own quirks, right? So there was so much material that you could do with the Louds within the family. We see them work in their many big trips. Like, for example, their road trip in Tripped, the old summer camp in Camped, and of course, Lock Loud in the Lighthouse movie. It would have felt like a Lighthouse movie mainly focused on the family instead of just mainly focused on Lincoln. Because, well, let's be honest, we already had a Lighthouse movie that did focus on primarily Lincoln. So why not have a Lighthouse movie that gives all the Louds like equal amount of screen time, equal amount of attention? And also, I felt that it would have given much more development with Lori's relationship with Fairway and Bobby, much more development for Luna and Sam, and much more development for Luann, her comedic career, and her relationship with Pop.
You know what? That would have been a perfect like opportunity. The way I'm kind of thinking about it, yeah, it would have given some good like character development for Lori, Luna, and Luann. But yeah, I mean, the main focus is about Lincoln, so the whole plot line is obviously with Lincoln bringing the whole family together. So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
It will make it work, but it just gives you like, what if it actually didn't work and then they end up actually having a Miami Christmas? I mean, they have all these trips. Why not let them have all the craziness in Miami? Like, I can totally see Lincoln having fun with like having fun at the beach. I know Lenny will have fun at the beach and stuff like that. Lenny and I was say Lola and Lana doing some crazy antics. Lucy having fun in the dark somewhere. That would be probably the focus of the movie if it was actually shifted to the Miami Christmas. And then having the BC plots just pretty much like pop up like randomly in 10-minute segments to say around the movie. But that would be like really random. But if you're going to be organizing like that, it's going to be really random. And it's not like a straightforward line that you're going to be watching.
Like I know I'm being like all like I'm bringing up a what if scenario, but I'm gonna be honest, it's a what if scenario that genuinely would work.
You think so? I feel like it would be really confusing. Oh, I have to look at Lincoln's side. Oh, I gotta look at Luna, Lori, and Luann's side. It would probably be like
they did it with Scold so successfully, so chances are they did it so successfully with Scold. Chances are they could do it with this.
That's true. That's a good point actually. Yeah, they actually had it with Lori, Lincoln, and Lily actually having their own storylines. That's true. So maybe that could happen. But nonetheless, this is what we have as a synopsis. Nonetheless, it is going to be a Lincoln Loud based story that we're going to be really dealing with. But
Why
to
am I
say the
not
least,
surprised?
you know what? You know what though? Even with the synopsis, I'm still pretty happy. I'm still going to be watching it nonetheless. How about you, Omid? Even if the synopsis kind of points out the Lincoln, are you okay with what the synopsis reads out?
Of course I am. Yeah, of course. And it's for all these reasons that we're going to dive into like later on. Why I am much more optimistic for this Loud House Christmas movie than I initially was back when it was first announced.
Right. Now, enough of the synopsis. We want to actually like look at where the heck this is going to be located. We already know that the Loud House movie was located in between season 4 and 5, but actually this time around, but from what we've seen from the preview clips and everything, this is actually going to be during season 5. Why? Laurie is in college. So yeah, season 5. So this movie will be located during season 5 of the Loud House. Laurie's in college during one of the sneak peeks, which means the movie is going to be during that time. Omid, did you like how this is going to be like during this season where of the Loud House that we're watching?
I do generally like that it takes place in season 5 because the reason why is because the movie itself knows the current present timeline that we are in terms of the Loud House universe. It knows that we're in a brand new age of the Loud House, and it also especially helps in terms of the continuity. It may be live action, but it definitely feels like the movie is up to date on the current timeline of the current time era of the Loud House in and of itself.
You know, it's gonna be very surprising the fact that we have a lot of references to season 5, like say Lori, for example, going to college, so we get the whole Fairy University experience. You know what I really want to see though? Like a shot of like Lynn and Lincoln in the same school. Like have something like that. And that kind of tells me like where the heck are the best friends of Lincoln here? I really need them.
I know, right? Live action Stella. We need a live action
Live
Stella
action
here.
Stella, live action Liam, Zach, and Rusty. I mean, it would be great to actually have them, but they're not in the cast list, so it kind of tells me they're not going to be there, which is unfortunate.
It's not the
um,
most unfortunate missed opportunity. We're gonna get to that later.
although to be fair though, it'd be weird if we actually like see a random girl Jordan pop up. It
Live
can
action
happen.
Girl Jordan. Yes. Live action Girl Jordan. I would pay for that.
Yeah. So here's the thing about this too. Season 5, we have the Season's Cheatings and the Flip Miss Carol episodes, and now we have the Loud House movie, Loud House Christmas. Is it weird having 2 Christmas episodes movies in season 5?
I don't necessarily think so. I think it's good to have more than one of the same holiday themed specials or episodes. As long as there's a point to them, as long as like the execution works well in these particular episodes and specials themselves. So uh no, I don't think it's weird to have more than one. I think it's as long as you make it work, I think that there shouldn't be a problem.
I have a feeling that just because they aired it right now kind of tells me like, oh, this could be around season 6, because Laurie's still going to be in college in season 6, so yeah. Nonetheless, it's weird just to see like, oh, 2 random Christmas specials pop up. Okay, so I'll watch Season's Cheatings and a Flip Miss Carol around the same season where this Loud House Christmas movie is going to be about. Okay, so so we have already subbed that down. It is going to be during season 5 of the Loud House. Now let's actually break it down throughout the okay, so let's actually break it down to what Nickelodeon has pretty much offered us to all the fans out there, because this was actually airing. This is actually going to air this week, but a couple of months ago, we've been giving a lot of shorts, a lot of these behind the scenes footage, to get us pretty excited about how this Loud House Christmas movie is going to be about. So there are 6 behind the scenes shorts that are on Nickelodeon's YouTube right now. They have each of the characters showing the rooms and how each of the actors and actresses turned into the Louds to say. They did things like room tours, the present challenge, some of the actors giving their favorite lines from each character, from the characters they're portraying. I remember like Wolfgang and Jazeer, giving out their best Lincoln and Clyde lines. Lenny giving out her best lines. Same with Luna, for example. Apparently, the actress who is going to play Luna really loves to play Luna because she thinks that she's a rock and roll star. And she totally sets the same vibe with her. Nonetheless, there's a lot of good stuff from this behind the scenes shorts that we're seeing. There's 6 of them out in YouTube, so go ahead and check them out if you can. But Omid, have you seen the shorts? What was one thing that you liked from them as you watched those behind the scenes shorts?
Yeah, I've seen each and every single one of these behind the scenes shorts, and let me tell you, the more I've seen more of these behind the scenes footage and all this stuff, like the more faith I've had in this live action Loud House Christmas movie. I liked how we get to see an inside look into the set of the movie, as well as seeing how fun it is to work on Loud House Christmas movie from the perspective of the actors themselves, especially Wolfgang and Sophia Woodward.
I feel like they really were excited. Like every time you keep on watching like these behind the scenes shorts, you get to see like, for example, like Lucy, for example, how she got into being Lucy. You get to see how how the twins Lola and Lana actually became Lola and Lana. It feels like they're having a fun time. And the best part of it all, they are huge Loud House fans too. Like they even say we love the Loud House. We watch the Loud House all the time. I'm glad to be a part of this Loud House cast. So it tells me that because of the fact that they, are in this Loud House movie, and the fact they also are Loud House fans, that makes it like a double standard that they're really proud to be in this Loud House film.
Exactly, yeah, and that's actually what made me maybe be like, okay, you got me said, Loud House Christmas movie. Okay, like I'll give it this, like the production design really spot on. These actors look like they're having fun and they know their characters. I'm just like okay, I'm definitely all set. I'm on board with this. I have much more faith now, you know.
This guy who has doubts before. So would you agree the rooms were really accurate? Because I remember they toured Lincoln's room, and I would say they are on par with that. Same with Luna and Luann's room as well.
Oh, the rooms were very accurate. Especially seeing Lincoln's room and Luna and Luann's room, seeing all the props, items, clothing, and the overall look of the rooms, giving them an exact live action replica look to them is just chef's kiss. Just oh my gosh, just masterful craftsmanship.
I mean, the fact that Luann has so much pranks pretty much on her side, it just tells you, oh, that she's a prankster. By the way, that stage is also in the room. And I'm like, oh, you remember that one scene from, was it Overnight Success?
Overnight Success, yeah. That which which was, very significant episode for a specific reason. Wink, wink.
Okay, so the big thing about this is the fact that I believe they did their homework. They actually, watch a couple of Loud House episodes, and each of the rooms are actually pretty accurate. Like I could totally see Lincoln's like closet full of like orange sweaters, or sorry, not orange sweaters. A closet full of orange polos. His bed, which if you lift it up, it's pretty much his plan, which is what you see in the sweet spot and sees his cheatings. Um, I have a feeling like these directors who have been making this Loud House movie did their homework and actually watched the Loud House episodes and actually make it to look like the Loud House on set. All the production and all the sets that's been up there.
Yeah, that's what I like about this. Like, you could tell that they know the characters very well. It's not enough to be casted as the characters. You have to really know the characters in order to perform them very well. Trust me, as an actor myself, I would know it's called character study.
That's
So,
true.
yeah.
So, of course, you got some of the actors who actually did their own remake. So, for example, like see like they have their own self like normally, but then as they change into their character, like say for example, when the one actress who did Lucy, she was just a normal girl, and then she became Lucy with her bangs all down to her eyes. To say, um, which actors remake of a Loud House character did you find most interesting?
Oh, out of all of them, the ones I found the most interesting were Luna's, Luann's, and Lola and Lana's. Coincidentally, they're my top four favorite Louds. Those are the ones I found the most interesting, in my opinion. Especially Luna's, because we see Sophia Woodward go into so much depth into what makes Luna stand out as such an amazing character. Like, like pretty much describing what she loves about Luna, like how like Luna is free spirited. Luna is you know authentic. Luna really is passionate about what she does. She puts the loud in the Loud House. She pretty much summed up why she's my favorite character in the Loud
Mhm.
House. She also showed us her items like a Mick Swagger poster and her instruments, especially those drums. Damn, those purple drums, man, they are a real banger, right?
They
Luann,
are a bit.
and also
Go ahead.
Luann's because of how she showed us Luann's main props, such as her prank items, her pies, and of course Mr. Coconuts himself. And also, last but not least, Lana and Lola, because we see them imitate Lola and Lana's moments in the cartoon show, and we even see that the makeup crew had to paint their middle teeth white in order to make
Mm.
them look like the Loud twins' teeth. Like they have to make it look like there's a huge hole in the gap, like a huge gap hole in the middle.
I think the best one that I saw was Lexi Janik, who was going to play Lisa in the live action movie. How she got remade to become Lisa, for example, and the fact that she has that lisp, she actually pulled it off well. So yeah, she's a normal 6-year-old girl, and then her hair gets all frazzled. Her glasses comes up. That freaking green sweater that she also wears is also like pretty accurate. So they really do go on point on like when it comes to the characters. And to be honest, like what was it, the Allen sisters? They did a really good job with Lola, for example. Like I can see Ella Allen, who she can really pull off a good Lola. If you actually hear the fact that they did those lines, like both Mia and Ella, the twins, do a pretty good impersonation of like Lana and Lola, for example.
Yeah, like remember when was it Mia did the whole seafood bath?
Yeah, she did
That
the whole
one.
seafood and she had it in her mouth, and I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. But it's accurate. It's accurate. Oh, and I think one of my favorite BTS scenes was the fact that Lenny actually interviewed Tanya, the one dummy from Leader of the Rack. Which, by
Oh,
the way, continuity for those who don't know
yes.
about it.
Yes, I'm so excited to see Tanya. Like I am so excited to see live
Okay,
action Tanya.
I swear.
Let's
Okay,
go.
I swear to God, if we are going to see Tanya, where the heck is Fiona and Miguel? We need to see
Exactly.
them too. I'm like, you have to have them.
Where are Miguel? Live action Miguel and Fiona. Like I said, it's not the worst thing we've been robbed of. I'm gonna get to that later, but still, Fiona and Miguel, come on.
Yeah, we're already going through the whole cast. That's going to be a little section that we're going to be bringing up later. But to say the least, there's a lot of things that we're kind of like questioning. Are they going to pop up? um, yeah, exactly. I think one of the best stuff that I've also seen was the fact that the music that they also produced as well. I mean, Luna's song that she's going to sing in the movie. What was it? Sophia actually did a pretty good job on the song. And what I love about the cast in that one BTS video where they all sang "That's What Christmas Is All About." Remember, all of them were singing "That's What Christmas Is All About." I thought that was actually pretty awesome that they all sang it together.
Yes.
Even
Yes, that was
no,
awesome.
what's weird is that you see Brian Stepanek, you get to see Catherine Tabor, and pretty much the whole entire crew. Like even Clyde's dads are also in this singing as well. So they tell you that they are very important to this movie.
Oh yeah, man. Luna's new song was a hit. Let me tell you, it was an amazing hit.
No. The BTS actually showed them singing. That's what Chris is all about. Did you see that one over in the last one, BTS 6?
Yeah, that one I remember, but like there's another song that Luna seems to get out there, but needless to say, they do sing That's What Christmas Is All About, and they also sing the Loud House theme song as well.
Okay, one more thing I also want to bring up: the whole Loud House present challenge. That was not hard for everybody.
It was way too obvious. It was way too
Yeah. Well,
obvious.
the other thing too is that they're a Loud House fan, so they would obviously know who they are, who's which present is from who.
Yeah. For example, the blankie. Gee, I wonder who is for. Gee, I wonder.
Luann thought it was
So
actually
it's Lily.
like
It's Lily.
Lenny's
Come
because
on.
they thought it was a scarf.
No, if you look closely at the texture and the color, you know damn well that it's Lily's gift.
Right. Oh, there's also one thing that I also want to bring up. And we can bring it up right now. They actually filmed this in Atlanta, which, by the way, it's tough to actually film a Christmas film when it's actually in the summertime. They said that it was like 90 degrees when it was snow when they tried to make a Christmas scene there.
Yeah,
So the struggles of Hollywood, right?
exactly. Like
Well, not Hollywood,
honestly,
Atlanta,
I
but still,
I've actually heard that Atlanta is technically the new Hollywood. Like they're
it
sort of like
is.
moving from California, they're moving their filmmaking over to Atlanta. Um, which brings me which actually does make your point make sense in that like Atlanta can sometimes like get really hot. So like actually Wolfgang, I believe Wolfgang mentioned this in one of his interviews that at one point they had to wear really warm clothes like jackets, sweat, and all that stuff
Yeah,
in warm weather. And he said that it was like possibly the hardest thing he's done.
it is. And it's like, how can you survive with like what layers in 90-degree weather? And I'm like, dang, this is like dedication, guys. But then again, it's
Exactly.
just like, yeah, and the way that they actually put the snow is like a bunch of ice being fall down, which just makes sense. Although the fact is, you have to actually make sure that the whole house is being shown, not the other houses that are around the set, because that tells you like, because the thing is that the whole scene looks snowy, but if you actually look at the other houses, they don't have snow. That tells you, oh, bad shot, guys. That's where production comes in, and hopefully they cut it out.
Yeah, it's like, wait, this doesn't that house over there on the right doesn't look anything like Mr. Grouse's house. Like you're gonna see comments and all the
They'll be buggy
you're,
about
you're gonna
it.
see
I hope not.
you're gonna see all these
I hope
you're gonna see
I
you're gonna
hope
see all
the
these
crew.
comments and posts. You're gonna see all these comments and posts like on Twitter and social media and be like, oh, this doesn't look the house on the right doesn't look anything like Mr. Grouse's house. It looks much different in the cartoon. It looks so much better in the cartoon.
You just hope that the editing crew actually do their job and actually cut out the right scenes.
Otherwise, what are we paying them for, right?
Right, exactly. The editing teams better be good, or else we have a bad movie. Anyways, let's move over to we have a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, you can actually all watch it on YouTube and see all the shorts. There are a lot of awesome stuff that happens over there. But to say the least, all the actors and actresses that are going to be playing Lighthouse characters in this movie, they look like they're really dedicated. They look like they're really passionate, and they can't wait for us to watch this movie because they're excited for it, and we should be excited as well.
Yes, we should definitely.
Now, I have to say this though, if you've been watching Nickelodeon, Teen Nick, Nicktoons, any Nickelodeon network out there, you can every freaking like time you go to an advertisement, it's always going to be about the Lighthouse Christmas. Like every time you go into a commercial from a SpongeBob episode or a It's Pony episode or a Loud House episode, it will just say the Loud House Christmas is coming soon, etc., etc., etc. Because it's everywhere. Advertisements are pretty much everywhere if you're on Nickelodeon. So no matter what, it feels like they're really pushing it down our throats to say that, hey, watch this movie, watch this movie, watch this movie. Every commercial break is like, watch this movie, watch this movie. So one thing, I mean, do you think that all this advertisement is necessary?
I think it kind of is because okay, love it or hate it, this is a big holiday special movie. So I feel that these advertisements serve as a way to really push the holidays and specifically Christmas onto Nick viewers. It's all due to like holiday hype and all that stuff. So it kind of makes sense. Although if you do feel if anyone does feel that the advertising pushing is a bit too much, I could definitely understand that completely.
I have to say this though, this is probably like Nick's moneymaker right now. If they're gonna be advertising this way too much, they have to actually like make sure that everybody's watching it, so they're doing as much as they can to do it. So it's kind of worries me a little bit, just the fact that all this advertising kind of tells me is this gonna be a make or break thing. So I mean, like the advertising actually works for us just because we're Loud House fans. But I hope for anybody who's watching Nickelodeon right now and it's looking at the looking at the advertisement for it, hopefully they actually are attracted to what it's going to be in the Loud House movie to say.
Yeah, like honestly, I'd rather they like milk this than SpongeBob. Just saying.
Well, the other thing too is that they also promote the fact that it's going to be on Paramount Plus because they said on Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus. So nonetheless, you can watch it either on Paramount Plus and Nickelodeon. So there's two ways for people to actually watch it. Say, for example, nobody has cable, so they can watch it on Paramount Plus, or if somebody has cable, you can watch it on Nickelodeon. So no matter what, they have a double standard of saying like you can't miss this.
Yeah, exactly. Like pretty much whether you're a cable guy or whether you're a streaming sort of person, like this is something that you're always gonna have an opportunity to see. And so I like that.
Yeah. So it kind of tells you like, please watch this movie. Hopefully Nickelodeon's kind of like saying, hey, watch this movie. Nonetheless, we are going to watch it. Hopefully with all the advertisements that got pushed everywhere on cable, hopefully people are going to watch it too. I'm figuring my fingers crossed on that. All right, so let's
Everything
actually go.
crossed.
Let's go
Everything
into the
crossed.
sneak peeks because there are a couple sneak peeks that popped up all over social media. The first one that came up was Luna's brand new song. After hearing the song, Omid, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh yeah, this is my jam. It's Christmas time and we're together forever, forever. Let's invite the world to sing. It's Christmas time and we're together forever. Oh my god. Like everything about this I just adore. Like from Luna Loud, like Sophia Woodward nailing her performance as Luna Loud, of course, like especially with the singing. That's my favorite part, of course. But then also there's this heartwarming moment that you see right there where you got like the Louds and you got the friends of the Louds all huddling together, dancing together to that Christmas jam. It is just so heartwarming, just so touching, and just really captures the Christmas spirit overall. And look, Link Courtney hugged. Look at that. Link Courtney hugged. Lincoln and Lori hugged. Jenny went Christmas hug with there. What's up? Let's go. Link Courtney. Get your food.
I love it. The thing is that the fact that they're actually going to premiere a brand new song, and it's actually going to be Sophia rocking with Luna, so she's literally going to be playing as Luna Loud in this brand new song, and the fact that it's going to be all Sophia's voice as well. This isn't Luna's voice. This isn't Nika Futterman's voice. This is actually all of her. So so from what I heard from that song, it just tells me that she's an absolute like good singer, and she can actually rock the fact that she's playing a guitar and she can actually like pull off a good Luna Loud.
Yeah, honestly, I did hear that like the rest of the Louds, the rest of the family, like everyone else besides Luna had to do lip syncing. And like you just pointed out, Nate, that like it was genuinely Sophia Woodward's voice herself that was doing the singing in this particular Christmas time song. And honestly, this gets me even more hyped for the movie. This makes me have so much more respect for Sophia Woodward, especially her as Luna.
Definitely, most definitely. So I hopefully see an awesome Luna performance when we see the movie. Now, the other sneak peek that we also saw was Lincoln and Clyde making a plan to bring Christmas back to Royal Woods. Lincoln and Clyde are pretty much in Lincoln's room, and they have the bed, which pretty much shows up the plan. How explain your thoughts on this sneak peek?
Of course, we just brought up that Lincoln still keeps the mattress. It's his, scheming mattress. The one that he keeps from like the days of Sweet Spot and Caesar's cheatings. And look at this. It's completely, and I mean completely accurate, like just like the entire production design as a whole. Look at this, man. Look at this. This definitely has Operation into Action like written all over it. Like
I forgot what the name of it was, but it's a very long name. Blah blah blah. Think of a short name for its operation.
Let me just say this. Okay, like honestly, I will treasure that Luna Sam ski picture forever. Like I will treasure. Like I kind of want that picture. I want that picture.
Looks like they're going on a ski trip and looking at a McSwagger concert or something. That's what I thought. Yeah. So here's the thing: like Lori is at Fairway University, so she's about to go to Royal Woods, and Luna and Sam are going to a McSwagger concert and skiing, and then they might go to Royal. They're trying to bring them to back to the house. And then Luann has a act at Sunset Canyon, and I like the fact, by the way, if you look at that picture with Luann's side, that's Lincoln and Clyde dressing up as old guys. I was like, okay, all right, okay, so now we're gonna.
Upheaval.
So I'm gonna see an older Lincoln and Clyde somewhere in there. We did see that, by the way, in Resident
Upheaval.
And then of course you see on the right side, you see like the whole family in their Christmas van going to Miami. You don't want that to happen. And I love the question mark, which kind of tells you like, how the heck are you gonna do that, Lincoln? How the heck are you gonna do that, Clyde? What's the plan on that?
Like, exactly, man with the plan. Like you call yourself man with the plan, but you gotta make sure the plan goes all the way through. You know what I mean?
Right. So nonetheless, I mean, I love the fact that this whole sneak peek kind of tells you like how Lincoln and Clyde are going to start this whole operation to get everybody back to get everybody back to the Lighthouse. That'll be pretty fun to see. So yeah, that was pretty much like most of the sneak peeks that we've seen. They're all on YouTube and they're also on social media. So go ahead and check those out if you haven't yet. Now let's head over to promotions because this whole crew, by the way, have been promoting the heck out of this movie. So we'll start it off with their press days. Wolfgang and Jazeer, both Lincoln and Clyde, were in so many talk shows. Good Day Sacramento, Good Day Austin, Vegas Film Critic. There even was Good Day Arkansas. I actually just saw this today. Nonetheless, they're there to promote pretty much the movie. I looked through most of it, and I think the most important part here is the fact that Jazeer revealed to be the newest voice of Clyde McBride. So he's going to take place of Andre Robinson, and he will now be the new Clyde McBride come season 6. So how do you like the move when you heard about this?
Now, to quote Jazeer's Clyde himself, I like it. I like it. I really do, genuinely, because it really does show how an actor can really pull off a character, not just by physical appearance, not just by a live action physical aspect, but also by the voice itself. Like just by the voice alone, like he can manage to really capture the spirit, really like capture the entire feel of the character himself, like embody the character himself with just the voice. And you can clearly hear it, like if you just hear it, let's say you're listening to it on audio, and you're listening to the Loud House Christmas movie, and then you hear Jazeer's Clyde himself, you would think, yeah, like after Andre Robinson, he would totally be fit to be Clyde, and I believe it.
Now the thing is that Andre Robinson, it looks like he's just getting older. That the voice is obviously getting a little bit deeper, so it needs to actually have like obviously a higher pitched voice to replace Clyde. And I mean, from the way I'm seeing Jazeer, act in the Loud House movie, just tells me that he can be perfect for Clyde. So props out to Jazeer Bruno. He's going to be a pretty good Clyde McBride. I can't wait for season 6 as he becomes a brand new voice of Clyde. Now, this kind of makes me think about the future of other characters, say, for example, Lincoln Loud. So, if Asher Bishop actually ever plans to quit voicing Lincoln, would Wolfgang be a good replacement?
Okay, I really don't want to think about Asher Bishop quitting voicing Lincoln because, well, Asher Bishop is best Lincoln.
He is best
no
Lincoln, but
there.
look, he's about to grow up soon. His voice is going to get deeper eventually.
Okay,
So,
but when the time comes, hopefully it doesn't come like anytime soon, but when it does come, you know what I have to say? I have to say, with Wolfgang, it's the same with Jazeer. Like everything I said about Jazeer being the new voice of Clyde, I could pretty much apply it to Wolfgang being the new voice actor for Lincoln. Like in that, like it's not just his physical appearance in which he embodies and really captures the spirit of Lincoln, but also just by the voice alone, like he could pretty much make a very promising Lincoln Loud voice actor for season 6 or beyond.
And beyond, yeah. I do not want Asher to quit. I mean, I would love to have a part where like Colin Dean lasted for one season, end of season 1 to season 3, like half of season 3. I would love to have like Colin Dean be that person. Like he's good, but then I hope Asher Bishop can also run that way as well, like from season 4, 5, maybe season 6 before he quits and then gives it to Wolfgang. Nonetheless, Wolfgang, he could be perfect for a lot of reasons. One, he loves to be the person who is live acting Lincoln, and second, he loves Lincoln. Like if you watch the BTS, well, if you watch the interviews, I remembered one of them where he said when he got the call that he was going to be Lincoln Loud, he literally was like crying, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know this was like passionate. This tells you like how passionate he is. Like he loves the Loud House. He what was it? Auditioned to be Lincoln Loud. He ended up getting the part. So no doubt about it, it's definitely awesome if he continues on from just not being just the live actor of Lincoln, but to also become the voice of Lincoln as well. So who knows when Asher could quit, but I hope Asher doesn't. But when the time comes, I believe Wolfgang could be a perfect person to replace him. Now the biggest question is can he actually sing like Asher?
Dude, it's kind of impossible to reach the bar, like the high bar, the peak that is Asher Bishop when it comes to singing. I'm just saying.
Look, Asher Bishop is a perfect singer. Now you just hope that if Wolfgang is going to replace him, will we have singing lines? And we'll have to wait to find out. We don't know what season 6 entails yet. So looking back at all the interviews, what are your favorite parts to discuss from these interviews?
My favorites have to be, well, first and foremost, what are their favorite Christmas traditions? Because it sort of ties into the Lighthouse Christmas movies main theme about Christmas traditions, and also, um, like the favorite part. Another one of my favorite parts is also when they ask them, like, is there any similarities between the actors and the characters? Like, for example, Wolfgang mentioned that just like Lincoln, like he likes to sort of like scheme and sneak around, like make sure that his plans go well, just like the way it's similar to how Lincoln's does. And Jazeer mentions that he has the same strength of loyalty and devotion to his friend, the same way that Clyde does. And also, Morgan McGill, I believe, said that she has a passion for sports the same way as Lynn.
So they really are like passionate like to their character to say, which I thought was actually pretty awesome to hear. I mean, my favorite part from that is pretty much like the whole tradition part as well. I mean, they pretty much say like, oh, I love the fact that like I know that they keep on asking this. There's been a couple interviewers that say like, "What's your favorite Christmas tradition?" And I love Jazir's answers. Like, my grandma's making a big breakfast every year. That's it. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna answer this all the damn time, but it is my Christmas tradition.
Okay, so he's going to his own Nana Gales for Christmas birthday.
His own Nana
Christmas
Gales
breakfast.
yeah, exactly.
His own Nana Gales for a Christmas breakfast. Yeah.
So I love that too. Nonetheless, like each of the what was it? Each of the news stations have their own questions, and I love the fact that it's all Good Day. So I think they had a contract of all the good days of each state, like Good Day Arkansas, Good Day Philadelphia, or Good Day Sacramento. The one that actually stood out to me the most was Good Day Sacramento. Obviously, Sacramento, California represent.
Yeah, Good Day Sacramento. Yeah, like you said, California. Although Vegas Film Critic is what also catches my eye as well.
What was your favorite from that?
No, I've been like Vegas Film Critic also did a good interview for that too, but like it's kind of hard to choose which is my most favorite of the three, because I feel that all three of them do have their fair share of interviews.
I was saying like from Vegas Film Critic, I know that they had a longer discussion compared to the Good Day Sacramento or Good Day Austin. So they actually broke down a lot of things. I think that's where I saw that Lincoln like was really passionate, the fact that he voiced Lincoln or something in that newsreel. I don't recall, but it was a longer interview for sure between Jazeer and Wolfgang.
Yeah, honestly, I think the part where Wolfgang says that he's quite similar to Lincoln in the scheming part, like his scheming and all that was the part in Vegas Film Critic that caught my eye.
Awesome. And yeah, I didn't know about that, but holy crap, their press day was huge, I guess. So here's the thing. There are more interviews to come out because most of the cast did go through this press day. So we're going to see more of them pop up on YouTube. I remember one of them just popped up. I forgot the name of it. I think it was Make a Day or something like that. But she has a list coming up. She even tagged me on this that said that there's even going to be an interview with Lori. Lori Luna in this one video, and of course they're going to have Lincoln, Lenny, and I believe another Lighthouse character in there as well. Nonetheless, there's a huge lineup of characters from this one news outlet that she's going to be lining up on YouTube. So please watch out for that channel. I forgot the name of it. I have to bring it up. You know what? Screw it. I'll bring it up. Let me see. We'll cut this on YouTube. Let's see. I just saw it recently. Tessa Smith, Mama's Geeky. There you go, Mama's Geeky. So go check on YouTube. Mama's Geeky is the YouTube channel. She has a set list of interviews coming up. She already released the one where you see Lynn Jr., Clyde, Luann, and Lucy all being interviewed. But the rest of the Loud Sisters are also going to be interviewed as well. I had Lincoln, so just check it out. If you go to Mama's Geeky, please subscribe to them as well. They are actually perfect professional. They're actually from Rotten Tomatoes, so yeah, please go follow them. So yeah, like I said, there's gonna be brand new YouTube videos coming up. I'm pretty sure they actually did have a really awesome press day. But with the idea of this press outlets interviewing the entire cast, do you really think they're pressing this movie to be big on Nickelodeon?
Oh, there's going to be more interviews to come. Oh, let me tell you. Because let me just say this. When your movie even gets highlighted on Good Day Sacramento and Fox 7, you got yourselves a hit. Okay? So this is not going to be these are not going to be the last interviews. These are not going to be the last press outlets in which it's going to feature the Lighthouse Christmas movie. That's definitely for sure.
I love the fact that even with the advertisements that we keep on seeing on Nickelodeon, they're even promoting the fact that it's going to be on news outlets as well. So to say the least, guys, they are really going to let you know that this is probably going to be a good movie. I mean, even in news outlets, big news outlets like this, it kind of tells you like they are really going hard on this, and I really hope that this movie is promising, looking to be good.
Yes, like that's what I've been saying all along. Like I want it to be good. I really do because of the heart, the fun, the passion that went into it from what I've seen behind the scenes. I generally want this movie to be good. Hell yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, if you're going to promote it on news networks like this, then it kind of tells you like it should be good. All right. So, besides the promotions, there's a lot of promotions that have been popping up with the whole news outlets and stuff like that. So let's take that aside and let's actually talk about the cast of the Loud House Christmas movie. Now, the cast already came out, and there's already some surprises that pop out of there. There are actually some voice actors from the Loud House movie. Sorry, there's actually some voice actors from the Loud House cartoon that is actually going to be in the movie. One example would be Brian Stepanek, who voiced Lin Loud Sr., and he is going to be Lin Loud Sr. in the movie, in the Loud House Christmas movie. Same goes to same goes to Catherine Tabers. She is the voice of Lori and was it Catherine Mulligan, and she's actually going to be in the Loud House movie as Catherine Mulligan. So surprised about this, like the fact that we have these two live actors going to be in the live action movie themselves.
Like honestly, I'm just waiting for like Catherine Tabor when she plays the live action Catherine Mulligan to be like, I'm literally Catherine Mulligan here, where we take you to what is to be literally the Royal Woods Mall, where the Louds are literally singing their Christmas song. It's like that's gonna be so good. That's gonna
I'm
be
pretty happy. I'm pretty happy the fact that like Catherine Tabor is also an actress as well, and I love the fact that they're going to bring her into the film as Catherine Tabor. I'm like, I mean Catherine Mulligan, and I'm like, ugh, you have the actually real voice of Lori Loud going to be in this film, so I'm gonna hear like Lori and Catherine for some reason.
Yeah, honestly, don't be surprised that whenever you hear Catherine Mulligan speak in the Loud House live action Christmas movie, don't be surprised if the first thing you think of is Lori.
Yeah, I'll try my best not to.
It's gonna be harder for
I
you,
don't
harder for you though.
Now, I want to ask because we have the whole cast list right here. Are you surprised about like a couple of things in the cast? Any surprises that got to you with the cast? Kind of feels like everybody in the cast actually like nailed perfectly down.
Yeah, honestly, there's not much surprises I could tell because when you look at the casting, and I mean when you look at like their physical features, oh my god, let me tell you, like each and every single one of them, they really do look their live action counterparts. Let me tell you, and I mean they really do. They really do nail the look, and like honestly, major props to casting director for like casting these amazing people as the characters because they could have easily taken the easy way out where like they do like A-list celebrity casting, but no, they actually went with which like kid looks like which Loud, and I'm major props for that.
I'm just pretty happy the fact that like if you look at the whole cast list from what they put up on Nickelodeon's website, they actually look really on par. Like Laurie looks great. Like Luann, Catherine Ashmore Bradley actually does look like Luann. Sophia Woodward looks just like Luna, and whoever does the makeup and everything in the whole production team, they did a pretty good job to make him look like that. I mean, even the Allen sisters, they made him look like Lola and Lana with the whole black teeth in front. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, the black teeth was pretty much like peak makeup, like artist, like
although,
peak makeup artist stuff.
although to be frank though, I mean Marietta Ross as Rita Loud. If we actually had the real voice of Rita Loud actually portray Rita, wouldn't that be pretty cool though?
I know, yeah, because it's like with same with like Brian Stefanik, how like he got like the exact voice actor to do to do the live action Lin Senior himself. It's like, if they could do that, why didn't they just do it with Rita's voice actress herself? Like, why didn't they cast her to be the live action Rita?
Yeah, I know. I wonder how they actually got Brian Stepanek in there, because I know that he does other live action shows. I mean, Sweet Love of Zack and Cody is one example. But he also can pull off a good. Well, obviously he makes sense. Maybe he did. Maybe they made him audition, and then he got the part just because he was already Lin Senior. All right, so here's the other thing too. The cast already the cast has already got out. I'm gonna read through it right now. So we get a couple of characters. I find it surprising that we actually do get a couple of the old people from the Sunset Canyon. We get Nana Gale. We have Pop Pop. We have Scoots. You know what's funny? We actually saw Scoots in that preview video, and I'm like, huh, Scoots looks. Is that Scoots?
Yeah, but no live action Tyler beside her for some reason.
Oh yeah, I guess there's no Rip Guy that's going to be helping her out. Maybe Rip Hardcore could be that person.
Oh no, I'm kind of surprised they didn't get like John Cena to be like Tyler.
Oh
in, like,
my god,
live action
that
would have been pretty funny if they got John Cena's live action Tyler. It's like, ooh, Scoots is dating John Cena.
With the music on it. Although that would be a lot of money if that was the case. Oh yeah, we'll hire you for like 1 second. That's like $1 million. Oh crap. So like I said, there are a couple people in Sunset Canyon that surprised me. I mean, Anna Gale, Pop Up, Scoots. Yeah, awesome people. How about some other characters? Where the heck is Myrtle? Where the heck is the rest of the Sunset Canyon guys? Like Bernie, for example. Or it feels like we're missing a couple people, especially Myrtle, since Pop Up and Myrtle are dating. What's going on here?
I'm gonna take a wild guess. Like, I'm gonna assume. This is just assuming, but I'm only assuming that Myrtle is spending time with, like, okay, she mentioned before that she didn't have a family to spend time with in Instagram. That's why she considers the Laos a family. But what if like Myrtle was celebrating Christmas with her distant relatives? That could be the case.
That could be a good reason. But here's the other thing too. Nana Gale is there, and remember, back in Resident of People, they're roommates, so there has to be an answer from Nana Gale, or Pop Up, because Pop Up's also there as well. Also, rest in peace to the voice actor. I love the fact that they actually still put him in the show.
Yeah. Rip Fred Willard. Rest in peace, Fred Willard.
Yeah. Now, here's the other thing too. Like the cast list, like I said, already came out. There's some surprises that kind of stood out to me. I mean, there's some good ones that pop out, like Bobby is going to be in the movie. Howard and Harold, Clyde's dads, which makes sense. You need to have them there because Clyde is there. Sam Sharp, obviously, Omid loves that. I didn't believe it. I can't.
Let's go.
Never expected that. Sam Sharp to actually be in the movie. So they are putting continuity through this. And by the way, I'm excited to see how this chemistry works in the movie, because you can totally see Sam and Luna like absolutely are liking each other, and the fact they're actually like teaming up together in the movie here.
I agree, man. Live action, so Luna, what's up? Woo!
I can't wait to see them. And so does everybody else. I'll just show this picture, by the way. They look like they're really cute girlfriends to say.
Oh, God bless this image. God bless this picture, man. Just God bless. God bless.
I can't wait to see what these two are going to do. All right. Let's go down the cast list a little bit more. Scoots, we said that she's going to be in the movie. Catherine Mulligan, of course, we talked about it. Catherine Tabor is going to portray the same voice and a character as Catherine Mulligan. How surprised were you to see like Rip Hardcore be in this? Because we haven't had a mention of Rip Hardcore since Season's Cheatings.
Yeah, honestly, like we bring back Rip Hardcore, and it's pretty surprising because there have been like other Lighthouse characters that had much more prominent role than Rip Hardcore. We're gonna touch upon that later, but where's the live action Mr. Grouse? Where's the live action Flip? Actually, you know what? We're actually better off without live action Flip.
Wait. Hold on. Flip is supposed to be a staple character in the Lighthouse. What are you talking about? Flip is not in the cast, which I find surprising.
Yes. Like, you're surprised that everyone's favorite character Flip is not in the Lighthouse live action Christmas movie somehow. Honestly, honestly, it's for the best. But going back to this, yeah, Rip Hardcore.
No,
going back to
no.
Rip Hardcore. Going back to Rip Hardcore, I have to
Give me
say,
a-
I'm actually surprised to see him in the movie. I'm just wondering what kind of role he'll play. That's it.
Can't we at least have like at least one flip appearance? It would be funny if it was John DiMaggio. It would be funny if it was John DiMaggio would pop up and just does some random line in the movie.
Oh God! Imagine if he imagine if he popped up in the end.
He can pull
Imagine
apart.
if he popped up in the end. Imagine if he popped up in the end, and then you see John DiMaggio pretty much being all like, what about my part in the movie, eh?
You know what though? I don't know if this is the full cast list. It would be cool if they actually like have a random moment or a random appearance of certain characters that pop up. Because the thing is that the cast list doesn't have a lot of characters to say. There's some characters that I think were missed. First off, Ronnie Ann. We have no Ronnie Ann. I'm fairly surprised that we don't have Ronnie Ann. If you're gonna have Bobby, you're gonna have Ronnie Ann, right? Unless Ronnie Ann is pretty much stuck in Great Lake City, not going to, not going to Royal Woods or anything.
Okay, what? Okay. Now, I could tolerate the lack of Lincoln's friends being in the movie. I could tolerate the lack of Mr. Grouse being in the movie.
I want them in the movie.
Okay, like I can tolerate all that. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give that a pass. But no live action Ronnie Ann? Are you kidding me? What the flip? You got Bobby in the live action Christmas movie, but you didn't get like the main, Casagrande's character. You didn't get Lincoln's main love interest. Well, some say love interest. I see love interest, but you didn't get Ronnie Ann. Are you serious? Come on. You did not get. You did not get live action Ronnie Ann. What is wrong with you? What movie? What is wrong with you? We want live action Ronniekin, goddamn. We want live action Ronniekin.
But dude, if you're going to be having this film in Royal Woods, you should at least have an appearance of the friends, of Lincoln's friends. It can't just be all about Clyde. There should be more of, the other friends like Liam, Zach, Stella, and Rusty. They should at least have an appearance there. Or Girl Jordan, if she can actually appear in the episode. It'll be funny. She's just one random character in the background.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, God. Imagine if they somehow got a live action Chandler on board.
Oh no! I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm not gonna be surprised if it's a Chandler. Okay.
I'm be like, yep, that's Lighthouse for you. Get live action Chandler on board, but live action Ronnie M. Nope. Goodbye.
No, here's the thing. What if they got mentioned? What if that at least got mentioned? That'd be something, right? If they at least got mentioned, say like Bobby said, like, oh man, I have to go back to Great Lake City because my my sister Ronnie Ann needs me. So maybe that could be a good thing if they actually get mentioned. But an appearance would be a whole lot better.
At least a mention, but honestly, nothing beats an appearance. Okay, honestly, Ronnie Ann, not having Ronnie Ann in the live action Christmas movie, honestly, it's the worst casting snub ever. It is the worst. Hands down.
Come on.
Even worse than Lilac of Lincoln's Friends.
This is not a Casagrande's Christmas, though. This is a Lighthouse Christmas. So I'm kind of feeling like they really are opting out some Casagrande's characters, yet they put Bobby in. Which makes sense because Lori and Bobby are together. Yeah, I mean, I'll feel the same way too. I kind of wish Ronnie Ann was in there, but my chances of her coming up will probably be like 25%. At least a mention would be there. If there's a mention, it'll probably be like 100%. Pretty sure Bobby was gonna mention Ronnie Ann somewhere.
Yeah, he better.
If anything, I really hope like they get a mention or at least an appearance of like Lincoln's friends. That's the one thing that I really want to see. Either that or like other friends. For example, Lenny's friends. What happened to Miguel and Fiona? If we're gonna have Tanya, Miguel and Fiona are supposed to be working there, right?
Yeah, imagine like live action Tanya, yes, but live action Miguel and Fiona, nope. Like seriously, even Tanya gets better treatment than Fiona McCall's.
But I saw that Lenny was working too, so she's working with Tanya. So I would imagine the manager would be there. I would imagine Miguel and Fiona would be there to help out Lenny. If there has to be somebody in Writingers too, they cannot be just her. There has to be like somebody in Writingers, either the manager or Miguel and Fiona. If it's Miguel and Fiona, I'll freak out.
Not only that, but what about live action Margot and Paula? What about live action Haiku? What do you think about live action Boris? Live action Boris. What do you think he would? You think live action Boris?
Live action boys.
You'd be a very tall guy, to be frank. A very tall guy, very tall, skinny guy to actually work as Boris. But if anything, Haiku could be a good appearance for Lucy's friends. I mean, I would not be surprised if like Margot or was it
Paula.
Paula? I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I would not be surprised if Margot or
Mm.
Paula would be in it because it is Lynn's friends. But I don't know, small chance that they're going to be there. But to say the least, I mean, we see I mean, there are some scenes where we get to see Lenny working. So I'm like, yes, where's Miguel and Fiona? That's the only one I'm kind of worried about too. And of course, you have Lincoln and Clyde. Give me the friends. I want Stella, live action Stella, or live action, a live action Liam or Zach or those guys.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, mention or an appearance. Obviously, Omid really wants Ronnie Ann to come over. I would not be surprised if Lynn. I'm sorry, I would not be surprised if Stella actually be a part of it. But our fingers are crossed. Hopefully, some of these cast members that we're talking about actually do pop up some way in the movie.
Yeah, or at least get mentioned once or something.
Now, besides the fact about the whole cast, more promotions are coming out, and it's all because of social media. Social media is absolutely huge nowadays, especially when it comes to the actors and actresses, because some of them have been putting it up on Instagram, like all the behind the scenes stuff and all the promotion stuff that tells them that they love to work with the Lighthouse movie themselves. I think one person no doubtably really loves to say that, hey, I love being Lenny, would be Dora Dolphin. And you could totally see it in Instagram and Twitter. So looking at her pictures and all the stuff that she's posting up on her social medias, how do you feel for Dora Dolphin? Because she feels like she really loves to portray Lenny.
Oh my god, Dora Dolphin is a sweetheart. Like, I really mean it. Dora Dolphin is such a sweetheart. Like, from what I've seen in social media and all that stuff, let me tell you, she's an angel. She looks like an angel. She acts like an angel. She's an angel in and of itself. Like, honestly, like Dora Dolphin really does embody Lenny Loud. Like, Dora Dolphin really is Lenny Loud in real life, in terms of her looks and her kindness. By the way, yeah, honestly, and I love that genuine bond that she shares with with Mia and Alan, the twins. She shares a genuine bond with like the other actors that played the Loud siblings. Like, she shares a bond with them as if like they're her actual siblings, and I just love her for it.
I feel like, if you look at through all her social medias and stuff like that, it kind of tells you that, she really loves to portray Lenny Loud, and that's like one of her favorite roles. So with all this promotion popping up for her, it just tells you like Lenny is going to be really an awesome character to look at when you watch the Loud House Christmas movie. So I mean, I'm excited to see how Dora Dolphin's portrayal of Lenny is going to be. Seems that she's going to have a fun time as Lenny. So yeah, I can't wait to see how she's going to be as Lenny Loud. Another person to bring up is Morgan McGill. Morgan McGill, she plays Lynn, and she's been posting up on Instagram as well. From what though, she's really interactive with her fans. By the way, like people have been sending her fan art, and she's been retweeting those. People have been tagging her on stuff, and she's been retweeting, and she's been retweeting those as well. So nonetheless, she really interacts with her fans, and she loves the reception there. How do you feel about like Morgan McGill as she just promotes the heck out of the Lighthouse movie?
I really do love the genuine connection that Morgan McGill shares with her fans. Like, it really does, goes to show how much of that Lynn Loud spirit that she like captures. This really does show some of the Lynn Loud spirit, because, well, Lynn Loud, like when you think Lynn Loud, you sort of think, like team captain, you think like she has pretty much sports fans of her own. Look at Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. It's pretty much the exact same way with Morgan McGill in real life and in different circumstances.
Yeah, it seems like she really does love to, really interact with the fans. I mean, she even has like she even has some behind the scenes stuff, by the way. If you actually look at this, all the behind the scenes stuff that she's been posting up are pretty much like how she becomes Lynn, for example, how she's, being portrayed in the film. It looks like she's still having a fun time. Plus, even like interacting with her fans as well. And it just tells you like she might be busy, she might be studying, but at the same time, she's also, really loving to be Lin Jr. to say. Like she's
Yeah,
dedicated
I
to
really love
becoming Lin
that.
Jr.
I really love that. Like, it really does show how much of a team player Morgan McGill is. Like, working with the team and also interacting with the fans. It's something that Lynn Loud, both of which Lynn Loud herself likes to do as well.
All right. One more pair that I want to bring up that also is like sharing around social media is Ella and Mia Allen. They're the Lola and Lana. It looks like I feel like the parents are the ones that are actually controlling the whole social media account, but nonetheless, they're absolutely promoting the heck out of the movie as well. By the way, I find it surprising that they actually put our tweet about this Loud Casa Talks on their social media. So I thought it was like, oh, we're getting noticed by them. Oh my god.
Yes. Yes. Technically not senpai, but still, though, it's nice to be noticed by the live action Lana and Lola
Yeah.
Loud.
Like being seriously like retweeted by them was actually pretty surprising. Nonetheless, I mean, they're also doing the same thing as well, promoting the heck out of the Lighthouse movie. So how do you feel about these two just promoting the heck out of the Lighthouse movie? It feels like they're doing a good job with it.
I really love it. And yeah, like just like with how we discussed with Morgan Miguel and Dora Dolphin, I feel that these two, like, I mean, their social media account at least, like she shares, she really does share that bond. She shares that interaction with the Loud House fans, and which makes me respect the pair a whole lot more. And um, and from what we've seen of the behind the scenes look, like they would look really promising as Lana Lana. So honestly, I can't wait for them. And I'm especially excited with how just like all of them, Dora, Morgan, and the twins, how they each and every one of them interact with the fans like they're friends or something.
I think Ella does portray a really good Lola. I mean, Mia also does portray a good Lana. So to say the least, they did a really good job casting these two, and I can't wait to see how they really portray the characters when the movie comes out soon. That's pretty much it for when it comes to talking about the whole Loud House movie. Let's actually go to our subject here of what can make this movie a successful movie. Now, from all the things that we've talked about, Omid, do you think this movie will end up being a success?
You know, after seeing all the behind the scenes footage, after seeing all the interviews, after seeing all of the production design and the casting and all this stuff, I'm going to be honest, like, I have much more faith in this than I ever did. Like, honestly, I am completely on board with this. I feel that so far, I feel that this movie is going to capture the spirit, it's going to capture the fun, it's going to capture the loud, it's going to put the emphasis on loud in Loud House. From what I've seen, it looks to be like some sort of like genuine effort to translate to live action and not just a simple phase or simple cash grab like banking in on the animation to live action fad or something like that. No, it's not a fad. I feel this could be a genuine effort.
I feel like with all the promotion, the thing is that when they announced it, we all had our doubts. We literally all had our doubts. Like I said, it might not look good. Omid definitely had big doubts, the fact that it's going to look good. But I feel like what Nickelodeon had this approach of just doing all these commercials, doing all these behind the scenes shorts, giving us a real inside look of what the Loud House movie is about, that just tells you that it looks impressive. Like they're not like giving you random crap like what happened with the Fairly Odd Parents movie, for example. They literally are being on par when it comes to like the legitimacy of the Loud House itself. Like having a Redwoods Mall, having the Loud House characters, having them portrayed from the actors to the Loud House characters themselves. So to say the least, like I said before, they did their homework and they actually did a pretty good job with it. And with all the behind the scenes stuff, it just tells you like, oh yeah, they're going to be portrayed as the Loud House characters, but what makes them like really engaging as Loud House characters? With all of the behind the scenes videos of them doing like these, transformation scenes or of the whole Christmas present challenge, and even them singing, for example, singing the whole "That's What Christmas is All About" song. That kind of tells you like they really are a dedicated group that can make this movie successful. So, I mean, I think Nickelodeon's approach of trying to get everybody to watch this movie really worked out because of all the things that we've seen. We look behind in the back of our minds when you first had the announcement, it was just like, oh, really another live action movie adaptation that's going to probably suck.
Yeah,
but
honestly. Yeah.
but with all the things that Nickelodeon has done, with all the behind the scenes videos and all this like social media stuff that's been going around, even the actors and actresses that are going around social media pretty much promoting the whole movie. Yeah, they are really pushing the fact that it is a good movie. So I believe, in my senses, I believe it's a good movie, but it has to be now seen by the viewer like us. So we can't wait to. It just tells you. It just gives you more engaged. It tells you like, after all what you've seen, you need to watch the movie. And Nickelodeon did a good job with it.
Yeah, this feels like a passion project more than anything else, honestly. That's why I like to call it.
Yeah, it's a passion project that Nickelodeon has been going through this. And by the way, they've been going through this since the whole pandemic happened as well. So look, springtime, summertime of this year, they had to do all of these like scenes. Like, remember when they said that they had to go through 90-degree weather in order to make a winter scene? So they had to do it around like summer of 2020, 2021. Now, that was during the whole pandemic as well. So seriously, they put a lot of dedication to make this movie come out.
And we give them, each and every one of them, props for that.
Now, the thing is that we were thinking that was going to be canceled because of the whole pandemic, but it's still there.
Yeah, it's like right in front of our eyes. It's going to be, and it's going to be seen by us next week, people.
So another question: do you think it will stand out for fans who haven't seen the Lighthouse yet?
I think that, like, sort of similar to the Netflix's Lighthouse movie, this could be a good introduction to the non-fans of the Lighthouse itself. Like, they take one good look at this movie, and then if they do like it, then they'll definitely give the series and the animated movie a chance for sure. So I feel like the promotion, like, one of the main benefits, the pros of Nickelodeon's heavy promotion of this movie, is so that it could get viewers to see this particular movie, to see what the Lighthouse in general is all about, and it could even get them into the actual Lighthouse cartoon series itself. So if that works out, then honestly, the heavy promotion definitely paid off.
Definitely, promotion definitely did pay off. I mean, it does seem that way. I feel like Nickelodeon is just absolutely trying to do their best they could to actually get more people to watch the Lighthouse. Look, we have the Nickelodeon fans, then you have the Netflix fans. You have Netflix viewers who are going to watch the Lighthouse movie. Then you have more Nick fans and Paramount Plus fans who are going to watch the Lighthouse Christmas movie. I don't know what they're doing here, Nickelodeon, but it feels like you're trying to get as much fans as you can to get people to love the Lighthouse.
And which, the more the better. The more the better.
Oh yeah. I feel like if it's going to be around that, if they're really going to do this kind of way, just watch out SpongeBob, because SpongeBob Lighthouse could probably take over soon. They're really making.
I cannot wait.
Look, they're really making the Lighthouse a secondary property next to SpongeBob. Look, I mean, Lighthouse is premiering more often than SpongeBob, so why not push the agenda and say, "Hey, we have a product called the Lighthouse. You should check it out."
Oh yeah, man. The day the man with the plan dethrones the sponge will be a day of celebratory.
There's definitely. I don't know. SpongeBob has been over there for over 20 years. Who knows? It could be the end of him. We'll see. But compared to okay, so let's actually talk about like other live action adaptations. Do you think it will do as well as some notable movies that has done the same route?
Okay. I definitely know that, like, the main problem with the Fairly Odd Parents movies and most of the Disney live action remakes, keep in mind there are a few exceptions, like the Jungle Book's really great, but the rest range from meh to just god awful. But the problem with these particular projects that you just mentioned is that when it comes to Disney live action and Fairly Odd Parents live action, it's that, like, they feel more like cash grabs they feel like cash grabs, range traps, and overall just a way to say, hey, what if we make Disney and Fairly Odd Parents more grown up by translating it to live action? Because hey, live action is more grown up than animated always, right? Wrong. Yeah, no. Like, these are things that have no passion. They don't have like any sort of respect for the original material, and these are things that, like, there's no sense of magic to them. You know what I mean? There's no sense of passion to them. Whereas the Lighthouse live action Christmas movie, I feel there is some passion, there is some fun, there's some effort, and there's some genuine heart.
That's the thing that kind of is the difference here, because if you look at the Fairly Odd Parents movie, for example, what the heck are we watching? Because the thing is, like, we're looking at an older Timmy Turner who has his Fairly Odd Parents, which kind of is like out of script because I thought when you get older, you lose your Fairly Odd Parents, you still have it. What?
That's what I mean. No respect.
No,
And
but
of
the
course,
thing is, like,
go ahead.
yeah, but the thing is that Fairly Odd Parents has started to fall down the cliff. To say it was actually during a time where, like, oh, we're trying our best to like make Fairly Odd Parents a secondary property, so why not have another like live action movie? Oh, that failed terrible. Well, no, okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. The first movie wasn't bad, but when you actually milk it with second and third movie, then you're pretty much making it a cash grab.
Yeah, and I kind of want to touch upon. We're gonna actually touch upon um, live action sequels later, but unfortunately, it doesn't happen with just translation when it comes to movies. This also happens also when live action, when also animated shows get translated to live action shows as well. Look at Cowboy Bebop, for example.
Oh boy, do you want to get through that
Uh,
dark hole? Do you want to go through that
my
dark hole
God,
right now? Oh, it just
God,
came out this
that
weekend. It just came out this weekend, and
like
the whole thing of that was just you don't have any passion to this. I thought we had an awesome trailer that looked great, but then the writing and the whole execution of the whole series felt so off. I'm
yeah,
like,
honestly, that Edward and Spike scene was just. You know, remember? Okay, the reason why I was so skeptical of the Lighthouse Christmas movie in the first place was because I feared. It was because I dreaded. It's because I was genuinely scared that it would be what the Loud House live action Christmas movie would turn out to be. Just that goddamn scene with Edward and Spike in the live action movie. It's just, oh God.
yeah, that was one thing, but nonetheless, it was like I don't know if I can actually continue with the series. I was actually on like episode 3 or 4, and it just didn't feel right. Like things didn't feel right. I thought we had a good, promising thing with the trailers and all. Now I'm like, oh, now it kind of worries me too that this could probably happen in the Lighthouse movie. I'm like, oh no, don't make me think of it now.
Yeah, no. Like, because here's the thing: the Cowboy Bebop live action show taught us one thing. It's that like some things just don't work well in live action. There are some things in animated form that works well that just can't be translated into live action. There's some things that are just better off strictly animated.
Right, exactly. But here's the thing that kind of like changed the difference here. How did Netflix promote Cowboy Bebop with just a trailer, with just a little bit of videos?
They promoted with the opening that looked really nice. Also a few clips here and there, but
But it's
like
not as like it's not as big as like behind the scenes footage or like seeing the actors and actresses be passionate and stuff like that. Because I think that's the deal breaker there. Like if you don't show me anything that tells me that the actors really love to be like, say for example, Spike Spiegel or Faye Valentine, then it kind of tells you like this could be pretty lackluster. It could be like 50-50. But when you give me like videos of like characters that say, I love to be Lynn Senior, I love to be Lynn Jr., I love to be Lincoln Loud, then you have like a pretty passionate project that was gonna look good. So I think all of us were fooled the fact that like everything looked great for Cowboy Bebop until you watch the series.
yeah, and I don't want Loud House Christmas movie to fall into the same trap. But thankfully, with a lot of behind the scenes footage and a lot of the interviews, it got me thinking, yeah, the Loud House Christmas movie will turn out to be like promisingly turn out to be much better live action adaptation for sure.
I know there's other like live adaptations as well. I remember. Do you remember Dora and that like Temple of Light or something like that? They actually did have
I
like a
never
Dora. Yeah, they literally did
I
have a
never got around
Dora
to see it.
remake, and that was actually a Nickelodeon movie as well. It's weird because you see an older Dora be an explorer. So I don't know if it was actually a passionate project, but to say the least, like, okay, we get it. Dora's an older teenager and she's still an explorer. But I don't know if we really need to put a movie out of that.
Well, to be fair, I never really got into Dora for the beginning, anyways, because back then I thought Dora the Explorer was just too kiddish for me. Obviously.
I was like 7. I love Dora the Explorer. I remember watching it like every time, like I like in elementary, I was just like chilling back as a kid. So I was like, okay, what do I have to watch? There's no SpongeBob, so I'll just watch Dora the Explorer or Blue's Clues or
Blue's
Little
Clues was my
Bear.
jam. Yo, Blue's Clues and Little Bear was my jam. Like those are shows I genuinely loved as a kid.
Yeah. Um. Okay. I want to emphasize on the Fairly Odd Parents movie because we talked about the movie, the original movie itself, and like I said, it's just weird the fact that we have an older Drake Bell like Timmy Turner having his Fairly Odd Parents and all that stuff. But then when you go to movie 2 and 3, and like I said, it is a cash grab or like you're milking the heck out of the movie. Why would you make 2 and 3?
It's just yeah. And we're actually going to touch upon live action sequel movies like very soon. We're actually getting to that.
Well, we're already on it right now.
Okay, so now in terms of Fairly Odd Parents, we all know that it did not work well at all, like literally at all. However, when you look at let's say the Loud House Christmas movie does turn out to be successful, right? And so it spawns like sequel movies, and and we'd be like, okay, what are they going to be genuinely about? Like, how are they going to work out? Well, I think it depends on how they will go on about it. For starters, I asked them to please do live action movies sparingly. Don't use it as a way to milk live action Loud House dry. You need to make 1 or 2 live action Loud House movies at a time, to take their time with them, to polish them, to make it to the best of their abilities, to capture the spirit of the cartoon Loud House, and just overall just work on the execution. If you use it as a way to boost up viewership or ratings or money, and putting that over working on the quality of the story and characters, well, you're going to get yourself some boo boo. Now, as for the Loud House sequel movies, I think they'll be about other big holidays, honestly. Like maybe you have a Halloween live action Loud House Christmas movie. You got a Thanksgiving live action Loud House movie. 4th of July, Easter, maybe even Valentine's Day. Wink, wink. Perfect opportunity for live action Ronnie Ann. Wink, wink.
Yeah, Ronnie Ann. I mean, I believe like we're gonna have more sequels after if this movie it will become successful. Then there will probably be sequels for the movie. I mean, now it kind of makes me worry. Like when I look back at the Fairly Odd Parents when they had their live action movie, I didn't know it was going to be that successful that they actually had 2 more movies, which turned out to be a failure. But then when you look at the Loud House movie itself, it feels like it's going to be a passionate movie. It feels like it's going to be fine. But if you're going to have a sequel, you have to do it quick because the thing is, those actors are going to grow up and they're going to do something else. Because you can't
That's actually
have.
true.
Yeah, the thing is that if you're going to wait 2 more years for another live action Loud House movie, then you got to start filming immediately. Sorry, because I'll rerun this. I'll rerun this line here. So if you're going to like run a Loud House movie sequel in like 2 years time, it's going to not be good because what Wolfgang is going to be older, Jazeer is going to be older. I would imagine the Loud House sisters are going to be older as well. So it definitely would shift the timeline. If you're going to do anything about it, then put the Loud House. Let's say for example, the Loud House cartoon actually makes them older again. Like oh, Laurie's now living with Bobby at Great Lake City instead of and then graduated. So that could be something. But I kind of don't feel it that way. I feel like Laurie's gonna be in college for like the rest of whatever the Loud House has. But if you're going to have a sequel, it has to be done immediately. So say for example, like if you're gonna do a Thanksgiving episode or a Thanksgiving movie, for example, then you're obviously going to have them film it immediately so that the age of the characters don't get the age of the actors don't get too drastic that you have to make some changes from the cast as well because the cast is already like passionate itself. So keep the cast if you can, and have them together with, like, say, for example, the Casagrandes, because you did have a live action Loud House Casagrandes Christmas special itself. So why not make it live action so you can actually have Bobby, Ronnie Ann, and like the rest of the Casagrandes family? That would be actually a really awesome movie if they actually did remake that.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for that.
So yeah, I mean, if it here's the thing, like I don't know if it actually would have a sequel. I feel like if you're going to have a sequel, it has to be done immediately because you don't want to have those actors age up and then obviously get out of the range of the actor's age or whatever the character's age is, because it's going to be like the Fairly Odd Parents movie where they're older and then when they're older, they can do whatever you want with them. So like Timmy Turner is like only an adult, so now he's with Tootie, which is like weird because they hate each other in the freaking cartoon.
Well, it's more like Timmy hated Tootie. Tootie was madly in love. Like Tootie was sipping all over Timmy.
Yeah, but it just doesn't make any sense why Timmy likes Tootie as adults now, and then I don't know. It's weird how they do it. So, but yeah, like I said, we'll see how it goes. But I feel like one movie I think is good enough. If they are going to do a sequel, then they got to film it immediately. So I would say if they are going to have a sequel, please make it a Thanksgiving sequel. That would be pretty amazing to have the Casagrandes and the Loud House together.
Exactly. I definitely agree. And film it immediately and use it sparingly. Like use it as a way to show your passion and spirit and heart for the actual cartoon series you're adapting. Like instead of using as a way to boost up ratings.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, like, don't make it like the Fairly Odd Parents, which you kind of like milked it. If the Loud House is already good enough as it is. So to say the least, just keep it with what we have right now. And obviously, if they're gonna like make more announcements for like live action sequels, for example, then I've got to have like a grain in my mind saying like we don't need this. But let's see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but to say the least, overall, I hope this movie becomes successful. It feels like from all the things that we've seen, from all the previews, from all the commercials, it feels like this movie is going to be looking good. And when the day after Thanksgiving pops up, we hope that it becomes successful for the actors, the actresses who did a really good job portraying the Loud House characters. Just hope that this project is going to be like a good project at the end.
Yeah, I think so. I really hope so too. Like, because it's for the actors themselves also. Like the actors have genuine bond and genuine connection with each other. So like from what I've seen, like I don't want this movie to suck. I really don't. I want it to be legitimately good for them.
From everything we see, we just hope it doesn't suck, and we hope it actually is like a good Loud House, like a good Christmas special for everyone to watch. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for our Loud House podcast episode. Now it's time to actually head over to our fans question, where we get to see the where we actually ask questions from our Loud House Twitter at Loud Casa Talks. If you haven't followed at Loud Casa Talks yet, please do. We have a brand new Twitter account. We asked a question here talking about to every fan out there, saying what your thoughts of the Loud House Christmas movie is going to be about. But yeah, we put it up on Twitter. So let's actually go ahead and get to some of the answers that we have here. Some of the good ones that we saw. So let's actually start off with this person named Skylar, my chiller. Now, she said this: I was excited for it when it was announced last year. I think it will at least be fun. It looks like they took some care and effort in putting things together. I'm always cautious, but I think I'll enjoy it. You feel the same way?
Yeah, honestly, like I said, I was not excited when I first heard about it last year, like literally at all. But like I said, well, there was a side of me that's a bit cautious. It's not nearly as cautious right now, but there is a bit of side of me which is like cautiously optimistic, but mostly on the optimistic side now, as opposed to mostly cautious.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way with Skylar. I feel like I'm still gonna watch it nonetheless, but I have my doubts in the back of my mind. This person, Flash Timberwolf, 100-yard dash. Interesting. He replied on this question here. And his comment is His comment is as shown here. Hopefully this movie will be good, but I'm a bit worried about a few things. Actors acting way too over the top and more cartoony than the show it's based on. The plot following the quote-unquote Lincoln Loud formula. Omi, can you explain this again?
I specifically said season 1, Lincoln Loud formula. I never said entirely. I just said it only happens in primarily season 1. So
yeah,
there you go.
And then everyone gets mad at Lincoln cliche. Who knows? I could be wrong. Which, by the way, kind of is leaning towards what he's saying. Kind of actually is true.
And here's the thing, like now that he actually mentioned it, like there is a part of me that it's kind of scared that's going to go into that route. It kind of fears that it's going to go into that route. And honestly, I really hope it doesn't turn out that way, because like, again, from what I've seen, the Loud House Christmas movie has potential to be much better than that.
Right. So like I said, people have their doubts. we are trying to ignore them. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good movie. All right, so this is from Evan Reader at Evan Reader 10. His comments reads, "I think it looks amazing. The IRL counterparts look amazing. It looks like there's a lot of effort added to this movie. I hope it lives up to the hype. I think it will. Yeah, I have the same feeling with Evan here.
You pretty much summed it best. Yeah, he pretty much summed it best.
All right, this came from one of our favorite fan artists, Underrated Hero. He answered like this. I think the movie will be awesome. The reason is that they're taking very wholesome and simple approach to get the family together for Christmas. It's a perfect premise for the adaptation of the Lighthouse, and I'm so happy they went in this direction. I would agree with them.
Yeah, same here. Like it does look to be the kind of premise. It looks to be the kind of approach that you would expect when you think Loud House holiday themed project, like Loud House Christmas themed project. Like this is exactly what you would think of.
Right. I mean, I'm down for whatever Hero has. Plus, by the way, follow his art. He's going to New York City. Please follow his art so we can get some commissions from him.
Yeah, he's really amazing.
This is from Will. This is from Real Gilbert Gann. His comment reads, "I personally think that the Loud House movie would be an epic one after the Loud House movie, and I truly believe that some of the stars, especially Dora Dolphin, Morgan McGill, and Jazeer Bruno, could get a future permanent role on both shows after this movie ends. Do you agree with it? Like, I can totally see Jazeer. He's already Clyde. Dora Dolphin, Morgan McGill as Lenny and Lynn.
Yeah, honestly, they do have potential to work in the roles permanently. Honestly, you do bring up a good point though, Gilbert. Like all these actors sound like amazing people, and from what I've seen, they do put the genuine heart into their characters. So yeah,
I kind of like the I kind of like the side note, by the way. On the side note, don't let it be a snooze fest like M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender. Damn, don't even put that.
I'm my man. I'm so glad you brought this up because yeah, M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender is pretty much a perfect example of the kind of live action adaptation you do not want to be at all. Okay, that's the last thing you want to be in terms of animated to live.
That's a good thing we didn't actually mention that in our podcast tonight.
Yeah, believe me, I would have because I would have gone triggered. Like it would have been a whole trigger fest for me, like for 10 minutes straight if we ever mentioned that pile of garbage.
Let's see. We'll have time for one more here. Let me see. Let's see, a good one. There's actually more down here. Actually, let's head over to Ella and Mia. They also have some answers as well.
Oh, nice. The twins.
Oh, actually, this was a good one here. So this is actually a critique from one of the users, but also Ella and Mia also replied back to this. So check this out. Well, I don't see it as a very big success, but I don't see it as a failure either. I hope, but I would like to give it another chance. I'm really interested in knowing where this project is going and if there will be next ones. And of course, Ella and Mia also said everyone's open to their own interpretation. We think Loud House fans will find a lot to appreciate about it. We will love a spin-off with Lola and Lana at minimum. Ooh. Oh, interesting little take you put there.
Yes. See, as a huge fan of like I'm a big fan of the twins themselves, Lana and Lola. Like those are two of my favorite Loud House.
Do you want to have a spin-off with actually Ella and Mia portraying Lola and Lana? That'd be a pretty interesting show.
I would actually be down for it. Like I said before, Lana and Lola are two of my top 4 favorite Louds. So yes, I would definitely be down for it. No doubt about it.
All right. But that's pretty much all the time that we have to pretty much go read through everyone's comments. Thank you very much for those who commented. You make this part of the you make this part of the show really entertaining and awesome. So glad you guys are replying back to us. Make sure you follow us at Loud Costa Talks. That's our brand new Twitter, so you can actually catch up on like all the Loud Costa Talks episodes that we've done. All right, and that's pretty much it for us here. For the Loud Costa Talks, make sure that you listen to us on all podcast providers, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to podcasts, where all our episodes are going to be there. Also, check out our YouTube channel as well. Please subscribe and hit the bell button so that you can be notified whenever we come on our YouTube channel. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be back with our brand new Loud Costa Talks episode. Obviously next week is Thanksgiving, so we're me and Omid are going to be going through our, respectable families, having a fun time at Thanksgiving. But when we come back, we're ready for another Loud Casa Talks episode. Our next subject, we have one character that we really haven't had much emphasis on since the show started a few years back. She was the reason Ronnie Ann and Bobby moved to Great Lake City. And to be fair, without her decision to move, we would have had this show, the Casagrandes. Her name is Maria Santiago, and her story is a mystery. She's a divorced nurse who has a wild past coming from the recent episodes, but there should be more to her than just being a nurse. So in our next episode of Loud Casa Talks, we'll break down everything. We'll break down our thoughts about Maria Santiago and what we think the Casagrandes should do to Maria, because we want to see her as a character worth watching.
Yes, I do agree. Like, Maria should get a bunch of much more screen time, and in 2 weeks later, we're gonna go in depth as to what makes her such a good character and why we feel she has more potential.
At the moment, she's just a bland character. Would you agree on me? Because she doesn't have a lot of emphasis. The Casagrandes don't really have episodes about her.
Well, there are a few instances where we've seen her come out of her shell, in a sense, in terms of being a character. So
right, but then the shell is broken. But I'm like, what makes the shell so interesting to see? Right, so that's right. That's going to be our emphasis in 2 weeks. We're going to be talking about the mystery of Maria Santiago, who she is, a nurse, but her past that has really just brought our attention. Kind of wondering like who the heck she is.
And just a bit of a warning. There'll be a whole lot of simping in the next podcast.
Oh, episode. He admitted it. He's a simper freaking Maria.
Guilty as charged. I'll plead the fifth.
What's wrong with you? I'll plead the fifth. I get it. You know what? Y'all can hate Omid if you only thought that. Anyways, that's okay. We just hope you don't get canceled, okay? Jeez. All right. Thank you very much for those who have been watching the stream. I know we're almost 2 hours long. We know it's going to be a whole lot shorter since it's just the preview of the Lighthouse movie. We know this is going to be 2 hours long because this is a preview of the Lighthouse Christmas movie. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the movie as it premieres on November 26th. Literally the day after Thanksgiving. Of course, if you want to like put your comments on it, head over to our Twitter. Head over to our Twitter and Instagram. We'll have some discussions about it. So hopefully you'll enjoy this Lighthouse Christmas movie as it comes out this Friday. Anyway, that's it for us here. Thank you very much for checking out our stream. My name is Nate.
And this is Omid saying thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy some turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, and of course, some stuffings. And so until next time, stay loud, loud crowd.